Hi, Ellie Glazer here with today's 60-second sip of lemonade. Where's the freedom in flour and water? The matza that we eat at the Passover Seder simultaneously symbolizes the bread of affliction and the bread of freedom. So we can certainly understand how flour and water, and absolutely nothing else, connotes the concept of hardship. The barest of bare bones food, it's not leavened and contains no yeast, no sugar, no honey, no raisins. Not even a dash of cinnamon is allowed. But what in the world does this have to do with freedom? I'll answer with this amazing story. The year is 1978, and the man's name is Yosef Mendelovich. The setting? A dank cell deep within the bowels of the Kristopol prison in the Soviet Union. The date is April 12th. On the Jewish calendar, it's the 14th of Nisan, one day before the start of Passover. Yosef is a prisoner. He is a gaunt human shell, and he's about to light a candle made of hoarded bits of string, pitiful droplets of oil, and stray slivers of wax. This is a candle fashioned by Yosef's own hands. The candle is lit, and the search for chametz, for anything leavened, begins. Sometime earlier, Yosef had complained of back problems. The infirmary in hell provided him with mustard to serve as a therapeutic plaster. Unused then, this mustard would later reappear as maror, bitter herbs, at Yosef's Seder table. A long-saved onion bulb in water had produced a humble bit of greenery. This would be his karpas, his fresh vegetable. And the wine? Raisins were left to soak in an old jelly jar, water occasionally added, and fermentation was prayed for. This was his wine. The Haggadah, which Yosef transcribed into a small notebook before being imprisoned, had now been set to memory. The original was secretly passed on to another dangerous enemy of the state, Anatoly Sharansky. Question: is Yosef free? He cannot do what he wants. He's been denied even the liberty to know when the sun shines and the stars twinkle. For Yosef, the world of free men doesn't even begin to exist. Yet, Yosef, perhaps, is more free even than his captors. Clearly self-aware, he knows exactly who he is, what he wants, and is prepared to pay any price to have it. Today, he walks the streets of Israel, studies Torah, and buys box after box of matza to serve at his Seder table. He is a free man now, just as he was, even behind those lifeless prison walls. So the seminal lesson we learn here is that self-awareness means that we are able to stand outside of ourselves in order to look within and assess our goals, values, priorities, direction, and self-honesty. Unaware of these things, we remain mired in a dense fog of confusion and doubt, living in life, but not living life. And sometimes we have the best view when we are stripped of all other distractions. Well, the life we all have now, with all of our hardships and constraints, doesn't even hold a candle to surviving in a Siberian labor camp. But it does afford us the opportunity to reassess all the leavened things in our lives, the sweet and enjoyable luxuries that perhaps we began to depend on as necessities. We're learning to live life with far less accessibility and creature comforts as we had before. Hopefully, they'll return soon. But even more hopefully, we'll look at them with a very different perspective, as we don't just survive this time that we're in now, but actually thrive. So yes, there is a whole lot of freedom in just flour and water. I raise my glass of lemonade and salute you, Yosef Mendelovich. L'chaim, to life.